Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. So this is going to be a singles storyline. So these are the ones that I always start out assuming that our lead character is totally single, not looking for exes, none of that. And we just see how the storyline flows. Sometimes these stories will have elements of love, sometimes not. It's different every time. Hold on. We just lost one. But let us begin, shall we? Okay, so we have 3 cards here. Listen to your guardian angel. Very nice. And there's an element where it's almost feeling like if our lead character is feeling a little bit lost in the darkness for a moment. And who doesn't get lost sometimes, right? Know thyself oracles with Linda J. Hi, sweetheart. Thank you for being here, beauty. Hey, Patricia. Glad to see you. Um, no, if our lead character was feeling a little bit lost, um, it says, listen to your guardian angel, and you notice how the angel is kind of like opening up its robes, and what we see is there's a new dawn. So this is kind of like that uplifting promise that you know what, it's only dark right now. It's only and here's what I want to say is all the same stuff exists at nighttime as does in the daytime. It's just that we don't have the same keen perception. We're not fortunate enough to be marsupials, so we can't see everything in the dark. But all the same stuff is actually there. So really, this is like there's nothing really to fear because we're gonna just kind of like have a perspective shift, and that's what the guardian angel is maybe trying to let our character know. Hang on, I gotta move the rest of that deck over because we had 3 that popped out, but I'm not going to use that deck again. We also have relieve anxiety. Very nice. And again, with the dark and light aspect here, removing a mask. This is, I almost feel like this is like surrender to the fact that, yes, it does get stressful. It does get hurtful, but it doesn't stay that way. No matter what, no matter how many, and this could be anything that our lead character has gone through. Maybe they've been feeling, preyed upon, or they've been feeling misunderstood, or they've been feeling left alone, or they've been feeling, like attacked or ridiculed or something along those lines. All of that produces a ton of stress, a ton of anxiety. And yet this says, again, we can either let jealous individuals, naysayers, people that would, crush our dreams, be the loudest voices in our mind, or we could recenter ourselves and say, you know what, if I have ideas and I have my own sovereign right to hold my opinions and pursue my own happiness, then really that maybe should be my guiding light. That should be the loudest thoughts that I allow to kind of like guide me, instead of individuals that are not supporting me at all, or worse, tearing me down. So this is just about relieving anxiety. And then we have examine your integrity. You know what, here we have someone who's like being a puppet for an individual that looks like a little angel. And I have to say, this is almost like saying, if our lead character has put forth everything with the best of intentions, whether or not it's well received, doesn't change the fact that perhaps sometimes our character may be an agent of the divine, meaning not. In fact, many wonderful things have not been espoused by the general population. At one point in time, the early physician who recognized that he believed there were these little invisible things called germs that were very detrimental to patients, and he suggested maybe we should try washing hands in surgery, and he was laughed out of the medical profession. And sometimes ideas are really beautiful but can't be accepted at that moment in time. That could be a situation, and this could happen on a big scale, small scale. This could happen in a day-to-day, like in amongst a group of friends, and one person says, hey, I got this idea, what if we did this? And everybody's like, oh, and it's like, well, the reason I was thinking that is because X, Y, or Z. Like I had a good idea for a good reason, but nobody wants to hear it at the moment. Or somebody is kind of acting as the conscience in like a group at work, and nobody really wants to hear that person. And yet that person might have been, an agent of the divine. So all of this just says, if we're not getting the support, that is part of being an adult, is lots of times we won't be supported, we won't be well liked, but it also, just because they don't like it doesn't mean you're wrong. I guess that's the big message. And there's also that understanding that it's okay if not everybody agrees, and we don't have to take it to heart so much. So it looks like our lead character is just, this is a story of a ton of support and almost reassurance that, yeah, look, again, 5 of Pentacles. Our lead character is kind of, they're, I almost feel like they're kind of a wise sage who is not being heard. Their wisdom is just kind of dismissed, and this can happen in any situation. This could be, like a father figure, a parental figure, a mother figure who has really great advice to give to their kids, and their kids are just like, I don't want to hear it. If you're going to keep telling me things that I'm not going to come around because I don't want to hear it. There's some element of like even being a little bit ostracized now and again, not because you don't have your heart in the right place and not because this character doesn't have great ideas, but rather it's just not being received. And that can be hurtful, that can be sad. But again, this just keeps kind of giving that reassurance that when, even if an idea is unpopular, if your heart's in the right place, you're doing it for the right intention, um, it's going to get better. It's not going to stay this way. It's temporary that we're going to feel sad that we're not being well received. Because, like, who doesn't want to be supported? Who doesn't want to be, made to feel like they're valuable? And there are moments in life where we really don't feel that way. And that can be really tough. But this is a story to help this character get through that tough moment. We have a 3 of Cups in the reverse. I mean, flat out, this is actually saying, and if you look upright, hold on, I have to give her a little outfit because she's got her birthday suit on. She's actually pregnant here. It's almost like we've got this card is kind of suggesting that it is time to step back from people that aren't ready to receive the wisdom or aren't ready to okay, I'll just say it rude. Get new friends. Okay, there. Because sometimes when people aren't even being polite in their disagreement, it's kind of like, okay, wow, we are so not going to go down this road right now, because if it's coming out with hostility or something like that, then it's probably best to part ways. Let the idea that we left with them kind of simmer in the back of their mind. Let them reach out if they want to, but not feel ostracized or feel sad that, like, oh, someone doesn't want to hear what I have to say. They don't think I'm valuable. They don't think I'm intelligent. Like, that's the idea, to not let one's mind go down that road. And really, people that are going to be that swift to, like, totally dismiss anything or to dismiss it in a rude way, it's kind of like, you know what, they probably aren't the greatest people to spend a lot of time with. I mean, ideally, we want to surround ourselves with people who have vastly different ideas, because we want to have discourse, we want to be challenged, we want to change our minds if there's a good reason to, or we want to expand our minds or be challenged to figure out why do we believe what we believe, instead of just have ridicule and conflict. Like, that's not the goal of communicating with people with different ideas. It's not to ridicule and have conflict. It's to open our minds, or to help us, gain respect for one another, and to be open enough to changing our minds when we are presented with valuable new information, new thoughts. So I feel like our lead character is aware of all that, but right now they're just kind of getting ridiculed in this story. So we move forward, though, and we have a 6 of Pentacles. And after that, we have a Judgment. As is so often the case, sometimes the very things or the very people that cut us out of their life for a while, they're the very ones who eventually would like very much to come back into our lives. So our single individual does seem to be a bit of a lonely traveler, a solo traveler right now in this moment. And just like that very first card said, listen to your guardian angel. This has such a common theme throughout all of it. In our darkest moment where we're feeling unseen, unappreciated, even like ostracized, this says relieve anxiety and just go back to the baseline of, look, I acted with integrity. I said what I thought was true, truthful, helpful, and kind. And even if someone doesn't want to hear it, this says in time, because if we did say something true, something helpful, and something with love, that the person whose ears wouldn't hear it at that time, they will probably come around. This says Six of Pentacles. There will either be others that are going to, like this could be a new soul group that comes in and is a part of our single individual's life. And that might have been important. You know, sometimes when a character says something that is true, and that becomes a place where it's like, okay, wow, certain people totally disagree and they make a left turn, and those friends leave our life, at least for a time period, that sometimes brings new people in. And so that's kind of what the Six of Pentacles says. But then it also says, even with the friends who leave our life, sometimes it's only temporary. That Judgment card is there because what seems unpalatable or new or, you know, scary or something and makes somebody instantly reject it and even reject the individual that presented them this idea, over time, it just might have been too new. It might have been just something they weren't ready to hear in the moment. What is this about? I don't understand what this whole thing is. We've been kind of dancing around whatever the big like moment was where our lead character said something or gave counsel or spoke up about something and then was very ostracized for it. What is this about? Death card in the reverse, the World card upright. It could have, like, it definitely feels like our lead character is a bit of a visionary. They may be somebody who they look ahead, they look forward in things. They may be someone who is really interested and intrigued by, like, hey, the way we're doing things now could be fine-tuned and we could actually maintain certain things, but upgrade them, update them, and then we can start projecting what kind of growth we could have as we move forward. This could have been this doesn't feel like it's a very, like, a personal situation like in romance or something. This feels like our lead character dealt with maybe a work situation where their ideas were not very well received, or it was, you know, just casual conversation about their perspective on life or something, and some people didn't agree with them and kind of like ostracize them for being like out there or something, when really this is kind of looking like what they were suggesting wasn't even anything that radical, but it was progressive. It was something about like, hey, how about growing? Hey, how about, you know, think of all the great things we could do if we applied this in this way. You know, it's really it was just kind of about moving forward. Maybe it was something spiritual, maybe it was just a concept that was not very it wasn't very well received by whomever their peer group was, or a particular person that they probably, why did they want to share it with a particular person? Let me ask that. What did our lead character, what was their motive in trying to share it? High Priestess, Page of Cups. So it was said with the best of intentions. It was said because I'm almost wondering if our lead character didn't feel like drawn to, oh no, oh no, are we having a bad internet connection? I can't see it on my end, you guys. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I guess I'm meant to stop then, aren't I? We'll go ahead and wrap this one up and just say our lead character was trying their best to offer something something kind, something loving. All right, you guys, I'll see if I can figure out what just happened here. Take care. Oh, Ryan, is it back? Carol, you said yours is fine. Okay, so it's only some people that it's bogged down for. Okay. Well, then let me just I'll still go ahead and try to wrap this up just a little bit slower instead of just disappear all of a sudden, but I'll still have to investigate what's going on with the internet. um no, I just feel like our lead character probably did their best to feel like I'm going to pick up on some kind of vibe that drew me to someone, and I wanted to offer them maybe words of comfort and they didn't want to receive it. Sometimes even kindness, someone can feel like, well, you're not supporting me, you're giving me like an idea, a new way to do things, when I just wanted you to commiserate with me. So it could be that our lead character was more or less accused of not being supportive to someone who was just wanting to like vent, and our lead character was trying to be helpful, and that wasn't received well. It's like, well, why aren't you taking my side? I wanted to vent to you and you're trying to give me solutions or gently, you know, show me a way to grow from this experience, and I just wanted you to tell me that, yeah, that person was mean to me. You know, that's kind of what this is looking like. And I think that's why this is going to come back around, and it's going to be just fine. In this storyline, when someone thinks about it and they recognize that our lead character was doing their best to be supportive and to be kind, that's that's they'll come back around. Ryan, you have no idea what this is about? Did you come in late? um, so anyway, the whole storyline, to recap, was just we've got a lead character who's kind of been ostracized, even though they tried to be kind and help somebody. Somebody didn't want to hear that kindness. And so it was just a bumpy road for our lead character. You know, when we try to be nice and then somebody is rude in response or runs away from us and ignores us, that can be hurtful. But this comes back around, that whomever it was who really kind of got up in arms about the assistance they were being offered, they see it through a different lens after a little while. So it's just kind of this too shall pass is probably the message on this one. All right, guys, I'm going to leave that there. Leah, thank you, sweetheart. You are so kind. Thank you very much. That is such a generous donation. Peace and love back at you, darling. Thanks for being here. Namvelo, I'm so glad you're here. Hallelujah. It is my pleasure. Absolutely. All right, you guys. I'll go see what was going on with the internet, and hopefully that won't happen again tonight, but cross my fingers. Sometimes those little tech gremlins get in, and it's just a problem. So well said, Dwayne. Dwayne, good to hear from you also. I saw that comment you made, and I'm so glad that that you were safe. Tyler Jeffries, I'm glad you're here. Thank you. Thank you, guys. You're awesome. All right, everybody. I'm going to pop off and go check and see if I can't keep track of whatever's happening with the internet tonight. And thank you again for being here, guys. Bye.